What's going on, everyone? It's Camille Prosperity out of Savannah, Georgia, and I just learned something tonight. I didn't know that when I come in the studio, you guys, I think you somehow see that because I started this broadcast and I left my computer, and when I come back, somebody is like, "Where you at?" and I'm like, "I didn't start it yet." Um, Good night, everyone. For those of you who are night owls like myself, I'm trying to not be one, but I'm working on a presentation for the Credit Crushers. If this is your first time to my broadcast, I know you're thinking this is super duper weird, but you can go ahead and like the broadcast because you probably will anyway. You can subscribe to the channel and you can find me everywhere over at hellocamille.com. Look at y'all coming in. Yeah, what are y'all still doing up? So listen, I titled this, Which One Is Not a Credit Reporting Agency, which I commonly refer to as CRA, which you guys commonly refer to as Bureau, Credit Bureau. And I would like for you to stop doing that because you're giving them way more authority than they actually have, just by mere virtue of using the word Bureau. So I'm going to tell you, because I don't want to be on here long. I say that every time, and it's a, hey, Kiana. You said doing everything. I know, right? Girl, I'm working on a presentation. I can't believe our last class is tomorrow night. Can you? That's crazy to me. Crazy, crazy. So let me share this screen with you guys. In case you do not know, I started recently doing little daily quizzes. And I want to thank you to everyone who has taken the quizzes. You guys are engaging, and that will keep me continuing to do the questions. Okay. When you engage, I know you like the content, so I keep doing it. But if you don't, then you clearly don't like the content. So I'll stop wasting my time. So thank you to everyone who has been engaging. Today's question, which I just posted not too long ago, and this is my first time giving the answer before I actually give the answer in text. But we're going to discuss this tonight because I thought some of the answers were very interesting. I post this on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and even in my Facebook stories. So many of you have already started answering this question, and I want us to take a look at it together. Together. Hold on. Let me say. Okay, I think this will be a little bit better if I have it like this. Right, I want us to take a look at this together. And the question was, which of the following is not a credit reporting agency, aka CRA? All right, so we have Innovis, Equifax, Credit Karma, and Early Warning Services. Now, no one has selected Innovis or Equifax. Okay, which I'm proud of y'all, because when we think of a CRA, a credit reporting agency, we usually think of the big three: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So for those of you, either enough people haven't answered, and I'm giving y'all too much credit, but out of the ones who have answered, you all knew that it was not Innovis. Innovis is a, excuse me, oof. Innovis is a secondary reporting agency, but it's pretty large too. Y'all need to check into Innovis if you have not. There are tons of secondary credit reporting agency, y'all, outside of the big three. Innovis, SageStream, LexisNexis. As a matter of fact, this time last night, I was on a Zoom with one of the credit crushers, one of the mentees, going through their LexisNexis report, which was over 40 pages, which I told them that's not bad because mine was 80. But we were going through their LexisNexis report because they were just shocked at some of the stuff that was on there. And they had never done this before. Many of you have not done that either. Again, that's the point of the mentorship. We're so busy, we don't have time to do this stuff on our own. So each week when you have tasks and an agenda and homework, and you have the opportunity to meet with me privately to go through something that you really don't understand and you need help outside of the class, you have that. That's why the mentorship is the price that it is, because I had to account for all of the time investment on my part to get you to really take advantage of the time on your part. So nobody said Innovis, no one said Equifax. Good job, gang. But Credit Karma And early warning services is where it got a little sticky icky for you guys, okay? Now with let me take Kiana down. I just noticed she's still up. Yeah, I know, right, Kiana? She said, I know it went by so fast. It really did. I'm feeling some kind of way, sis. I'm feeling some kind of way. So yeah, y'all, wave 2 is about to start. It's supposed to be next week. No. It's supposed to be this week, March 2nd. And I actually wanted to reach out to them to see if they want to do it next week so that I can have wave 2 ending at the end of March and then wave 3 beginning at the beginning of April. But the only way you can get the current price for sure is to join in wave 2. So yeah. Kiana was a first mover, so she got the lowest price ever, which it won't be that price again. So anyway, here's where it got a little sticky icky, y'all. Credit Karma. And Credit Karma always gets y'all. Why? Because Credit Karma is great at marketing. They're omnipresent. And anytime something is super popular, it has automatic authority. Automatic authority. And Credit Karma is free. So there's no barrier to entry. No one is going to say, I can't afford it, because it's free. It is an app that you can download on your phone in a few seconds. Unlike going to annualcreditreport.com, which that takes a few seconds too, in my opinion. However, there may be instances, some of the mentees had this issue where they tried to download the big 3 from annualcreditreport.com and it asked for some, excuse me, that's the only thing about doing late night broadcasts, but it asks for some additional verification and things of that nature. With Credit Karma, that's never going to happen. You can click that app, it's going to download to your phone, and within seconds, it's going to give you basically some reporting on your data, okay? So because of that, because it's so everywhere, because there are so many commercials, because everybody knows what Credit Karma is, because it's so convenient, a lot of people give it automatic authority. But let me tell you this, Credit Karma is not a consumer reporting agency. It is a great marketing company. It says that it's a financial, let me help you out. It says that it's a financial services company. But let me show you. Yeah, I went ahead and pulled this. Y'all know I'm looking at multiple screens. Let me share this tab instead right here. So I went ahead and, yeah, is it sharing? Yes, it is. Okay. I went ahead and pulled this, and it will show you here. All you have to do, guys, is go to the handy dandy Googler. Is Credit Karma a credit reporting agency? It is not a credit bureau or credit reporting agency. They don't gather information from creditors, and creditors don't report directly to Credit Karma. And see, it's very important that you know this, because if you cannot correctly identify a person, you can hold them to a standard that they shouldn't be held to, right? If you see something on your Credit Karma that looks a little funky wonky, don't try to go to them touting 15 USC, all the laws in Fair Credit Reporting Act, because the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, applies to what? CRAs, credit reporting agencies. So if you go to Credit Karma, like y'all got this negative account on here and you're citing the FCRA, they already know this chick don't know what she's talking about, because we're not an FCRA, right? Think of it like this. If you, y'all ever seen those couples? Y'all ever seen those couples and they act like they're together, but they're really not? They're like friends with benefits that act in the world like they have a relationship, but they don't. They both have an understanding that they don't. So then when you see the guy or the girl out with another guy or girl, you like, oh no, he didn't. Oh no, she didn't. But see, they got to understand it. But in your mind, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. So you're holding each respective party to a standard of a boyfriend and girlfriend when they're not. They're just friends with benefits who sometimes make appearances as boyfriend, girlfriend. Does that make sense? See, before you go fussing at somebody, You got to make sure they're the right party that you should be fussing at. Otherwise, your argument is invalid, right? Does that make sense to you guys? Because Credit Karma is not bound by the FCRA. That's a big, big thing. Like, you got to know that. As a matter of fact, Credit Karma is owned by, does anybody know? It's owned by Intuit. Intuit is traded on the stock market. Credit Karma don't care nothing about you and your stuff. They care about making money for shareholders. As a matter of fact, a lot of the CRAs do. Y'all thinking they're government, or let me not say y'all because my viewers are smarter than the average bear, right? But most people think that these credit bureaus are government agencies, and they're not. They're for profit. They're traded on the stock market. Their duty is not to you. Their duty is to the shareholders to bring in revenues. And a large part of them bringing in revenues entails bad credit reporting, because they know most of us don't know our rights. And even if we do, we don't know how to enforce them. And even if we do, we're not going to do it repeatedly until the job is done because we're so busy. See, and that's what they're counting on, because it's big, big money in having you be subprime. Bloop. Hey, what's going on? Annie Taylor got another mentee. You know, tomorrow's our last night. That's crazy. That's crazy. Me and Kiana were just talking about it. So, excuse me. But I need you guys to get this, because otherwise, when you do plug in, you want to make the best use of your time. So you want to know who is who and what is what. Anyway, that now that we know that Credit Karma is not a credit reporting agency, it is a marketing company that is great at what it does, housed underneath Intuit, which is a financial services company, traded on Wall Street, which means it has a duty to its shareholders. No duty to you. They don't care nothing about you. And we talk about this more in the mentorship, why you shouldn't dispute on Credit Karma like some of y'all doing. Why? Because it's handy, it's dandy, and it's super convenient. But stop it, because you could be shooting yourself in the foot, right? So let's go on to and that leaves us with only one answer left, right? And that is early, excuse me, sorry y'all, that is early warning services. And many of you have never, ever heard of this company before. But again, I just typed in because I want you guys, I'm glad that you're answering the questions, but I want you guys to be a little bit vested in your answer. I just went to the handy dandy Googler and typed in the same exact thing. Is Early Warning Services a credit reporting agency? And you see here, it says it is considered, in this case, they said, a consumer reporting agency. We collect and report information about your banking account and transaction history. And then they tell you other nationwide consumer reporting agencies, that's who they report to, such as the big three, report information about your credit history. So they will tell you, and this is where we get down to those secondary CRAs. The secondary CRAs, a lot of times they have specialties, like maybe some just focus on your employment history or your tenancy, or in EWS's situation, they focus on banking account information. They tell you right there. So if you ever go to get a bank account and you can't figure out why, because that won't be on your credit report, right? That won't be on your credit report. But if you're like, why did they deny me? This is where you want to go. You don't want to go to the big three, the primary. You want to go to the secondary specialist credit reporting, consumer reporting agency, which is EWS. And you can go on their website. It is listed right here, earlywarning.com, and you can request their credit report. Like I said, with the mentees, one of the things I had them do before the mentorship even started was pull their report from a current report from the big three. But within week one, I had them go ahead and pull at least 2 reports from the secondary consumer reporting agencies, and they got to choose which one they pulled. Some did it. I don't know if some didn't. Y'all would have to tell me. But some had me look at it with them, and others looked at it on their own and were like, oh my gosh, I have so many different addresses and names. the mentee that I went, that I did the Zoom with, and they did a screen share, when we looked at their LexisNexis, they had that person listed as having lived in California, and they've never lived in California. So these are things that you, and again, the secondary CRAs are bound by the same rules as the big three, which is the FCRA, because they are a consumer reporting agency. But Credit Karma is not. Identity IQ, they are not. So you need to understand the difference between these marketing companies that you may think are CRAs, or these credit monitoring companies, but they don't fall under, a CRA. So you got to really understand this, guys. This is super important. So much of our life is dictated by credit, whether you want to play the credit game or not. As a matter of fact, those secondary CRAs, a lot of times when the government looking for you, for whatever reason, because y'all be out here wilding, okay? But oftentimes when you really need to be found, when agencies or corporations, when people are trying to find you, they're getting information from the secondary CRAs. And if you've never seen those report, I strongly encourage you to pull them. They will have email addresses you forgot about since you were in middle school, your college address, like you name it, it is on there. And I tell the mentees, I tell the mentees all the time, attack stuff at the root, because all too often the majority of people are attacking the fruit. You see something on your report when you get denied the car, when you get denied the house, when you get denied the credit card, when you get denied whatever. Now you all in a tizzy fit because you need this car right now to go to work. You need this car right now to take your children to school, right? You need this job right now to pay your bills. So now you're all pissed off. Now you go to your credit report. We got to start being more proactive and less reactive. And he said, I know I was going to call you today, but you didn't. But you didn't. Come on, Annie, now. You paid for this. Do you know how many people would like to have my phone number and don't? And you do, but you didn't. Kiana Teller. Yeah, okay. Kiana's in the mentorship. She said looking at those reports can be mind-blowing. It absolutely can. And guys, there's so much on there that you may need to attack. Maybe there are car accidents that don't belong to you. Again, we have discussed, and the mentees know, the probability of having a mixed merged file. It's higher than you think. I remember this one young lady was talking about how on her credit report, it was her ex-husband's new girlfriend's phone number that was on her credit report. She was livid. How did that happen? Well, they don't mix and match what y'all think, okay? They don't mix and match like your social security number. You would think they would, because that's so much more of a there's a reason why they don't do the social security number. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want this to be super duper long, but just know they don't do that. They instead mix and match PIs, and they just need like 2 to 3. It's not that big of a deal. So you'll often have like siblings or family members, mothers, fathers, especially if you live at the same address. So they already have you on the address. Back in the day when it was the same home phone number, they had you on the address and the home phone number. So say you have similar names. You know how people like to name their children all with the letter K, all with the letter T, whatever. You got Tina and Tanya. Man, Tina and Tanya Moody, they don't even have to be twins, and their file could very easily be mixed and merged. Why? Because they have the same address, they got the same phone number, and the name's close enough. Super, like these CRAs are not back there with a magnifying glass like, we got to be careful, we don't want to do them any financial harm. No, they make more money when you pay more money because your credit bad. Okay, there is a huge market for buying information, for buying list of subprime people. Why? Because you can charge subprime people more. This is all about the money, y'all. And because you don't invest the money and the time to learn this stuff, you're paying more money. That's what I had to learn. I was like, I can't afford this. I can't afford this. And I finally got to the point where I said, I can't afford not to do this, because I'm either going to pay it on the front end and have the knowledge and be armed with what I need to know to be empowered to have a better quality of life, or I'm going to pay it on the back end. But either way, I'm going to pay it. Either way, I'm going to pay it. Right? Annie said that's what's your government name, Annie? Hey, Kathy Carter, what y'all doing? All the night owls like myself. Annie as being cordial. Oh, is it? Kiana Lachey is your. Oh no, you're respond. I need to go to sleep. After I do the presentation, I was like, your name is Kiana Lachey. But yeah, it is absolutely mind blowing. And when you go to even on the CFPB, that was another thing I had the mentees do. Sign up for the CFPB's email list, so that a lot of these stories come directly to your inbox, and you don't have to seek it out. You will learn so much by just looking at who the CFPB is fining, why, what laws were used. And this is the real deal, Holyfield. I'm telling you guys this all of the time. Let me share this tab instead. Instead of going on Instagram and social media and getting somebody who has, a waist that's snatched to the gods and a lace front that's slayed, honey, yes, queen. Man, y'all better start coming to these government agencies where these people do this stuff in real life and look at what they say about this stuff. Okay? That would be a much better thing to do. More authoritative. Just my 2 cents. But anyway, when you look up CFPB and early warning services, it tells you a lot. Look, this is their website, this is their phone number. And when you get into those secondary CRAs, you're definitely it's not as easy as a quick click. They don't want it to be easy, y'all. They don't want it to be easy. Okay? How to dispute this information. And they tell you right here, under the FCRA, who is bound by the statutes in the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. Well, credit reporting agencies, consumer reporting agencies. And again, you guys will be surprised as how the world changes and evolves, what is being considered a consumer reporting agency. All these platforms that you're letting that they let you use for free, and in exchange you give them all your data, and then they sell your data. Well, now the regulatory agencies are looking at naming them as CRAs. We need another weekend of mentorship. Oh, we could have so much to talk about, but I would have had to raise the price because, again, it's a time investment, but it's a lot going on, y'all. And again, you cannot afford to not keep up. You really, really can't. Okay. Let me see here. I think I just took it off. Yeah, I did. Yeah. You cannot, oh, look, this one is going to be good. Hold on 1 second. Do I still? Oh, I'm back on me. I accidentally, let me do this. Kathy Carter said, I'm looking at cars. That's very interesting because I was speaking with another mentee whose sister was at the car dealership, and I told her she needs to record that transaction if she's trying to get something today. And see, that is something that is very unfortunate. A lot of times we only care about our credit when we get in a bind. Again, we need it now. So at that point, we don't have time to be worried about what should have happened, what could have happened, what can we fix. It's like, I just need this, fill in the blank. I just need this car, this AutoZone card or whatever, this Mavis Tires card, so I can get some tires right quick and get back on the road and get back to my life. I just need this car so I can. But that is so unfortunate. So I hope you did a lot of research, Kathy, because a lot of times we only research stuff about the car. Oh yeah, it's about time I got a new ride. But have you researched the dealership? Have you looked at, do they have any complaints against them? Are you going to record the conversation? Because oftentimes too, are you going to initiate the transaction online? Right? Because sometimes you can go to a dealership, a lot of times they want you to do it online at first, and because we don't have a lot of time, we do. And sometimes there was a young lady, a colleague of mine in another group, she got $7,000 check because the dealership ran her credit multiple times after they told her she wouldn't, and she had all her ducks in a row. Guess what? Because she had the information and she documented the process, and she was, again, it's not what's true, it's what you can prove. The truth doesn't matter if you can't prove it. So because she could prove it, when she went to the dealership and said, here's my proof that this rep said they wouldn't run my credit. Here's my my consumer report showing that they absolutely did, to the tune of one, da, 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 da. And then she said, here is the law that says you cannot do that because I did not grant you permissible purpose. They had to cut the check. They had to cut the check. See? So if we're going to get a car, have we not only looked at the car, but have we thought about, are we going to get financing through the dealership, or are we going to go to our local credit union and get them to cut us a check, which would be better financially? However, that now means that you're not bound by TILA, right? Like if you let the dealership get you financing. Have we thought about, are we going to put a down payment? Do we know the rules regarding truth in lending regarding down payments? Right? Chances are we don't. Sis, did you know if someone is getting Social Security disability and they are working the credit bureau's report to SS income you said you make? Yeah, I've heard that, because that's why a lot of people who are in that position, they want to do better. But sis, did you know that there's certain things that people don't say on YouTube publicly for various reasons? About to make me spit out my water. Oh, now you gonna call me Annie? Well, hold on now, sis. I might, if I fade tonight and I don't do this presentation, that means you might not get your call answer the day of now. Because y'all know life be lifing. That's the worst day you could call, Annie. You can try your luck though. You can roll the dice. But that's the worst day you could call, the day of the presentation and the day of class. You off tomorrow? Oh, well, I'm not. I'm slammed tomorrow. You've been researching since October of last year. Okay, good. Glad to hear it. And do you know if you're in a single party state? You got your, okay, Kathy says she got her check from Navy Federal Credit Union. Great. I'm with Navy Fed. That's a great credit union. Their auto program is great. But like I said, when you walk in the door with your own check, with your own financing, and you don't through the dealership, which I'm not saying that you should, the transaction is a little bit different. Not bad, just different. Okay. Kathy said, I've been stopped allowing dealerships to run my credit. And I feel you on that. However, knowing what I know now, I want you to violate me. I want you to break the law. Run my credit after I tell you not to, and let me run up this bag. So it just depends, on what you want to do. But when you have the knowledge, you got the power, right, to use the knowledge and really just have more flexibility and more options in how you navigate this credit game. Kiana said, it's so much to know. Kiana, it really, really is. And if y'all wave one, people want to take it again in wave two, it's not a problem. There are some people who charge for that. They'll say, hey, you can sign up for my mentorship again, just at a discounted price. I'm not going to do that to y'all. I always do more for the people who are the first people to put their faith in me. So I can tell you right now, some of y'all need to take it again, because many of y'all didn't do your homework, which I get it. I've been the person in the mentorship who hasn't done my homework as well. So I ain't hating. Like, I totally get it. But yeah, some of y'all gonna need an encore, a one more again. So yeah, y'all can be in wave 2, because it is so much to know. And I gave the wave 1 people the lowest price because I created, as you can see, the program with y'all. I wasn't gonna create nothing that nobody was gonna buy. So I waited until people bought it, and then I created with you guys week by week based on your feedback, based on different things. And so for wave 2, I'll be tightening up some things and just going over things with a fine-tooth comb and a better eye. So I would encourage y'all to take it again. We'll still have the Telegram as well. And I don't know if y'all paid attention to who came up in there recently, but he's not a mentee, but he don't need to be a mentee, but he's a great resource to have. So you laughing at me, Kathy? I can't wait to hear about your transaction, Kathy. Yeah, you sound like you know what you're doing, and that's great. And guys, if you have the knowledge, make sure you share it with other people. The mentee that I spoke to last night, we met, they called me earlier in the day. They texted me and said, hey, I got my report. I'm really concerned. Can I go over some things with you? And I said, yeah, sure. We can do a Zoom, but we had to do it. Sorry if that was loud. I feel like I'm swallowing loud too. Sorry. Well, my apologies. But yeah, that mentee, we had to do the Zoom later because they were actually educating their child, their grown child, on stuff that they were learning in the mentorship. And guys, I encourage you to do that too. For all the current mentees, tell your children, tell your family members, tell your friends, and we need to really help each other. There were a lot of people who applied to the mentorship but actually didn't go through with the whole entire process when they were invited to secure their seat for whatever reason. For a lot of people right now, it's a bad time financially. And I get that. I just hate that, because it's never going to if it's a bad time for you now, it's probably never going to be a good time. And that's just the truth. No shade, no tea. But I'll tell you right now, when I would have like bad times, it was always a bad time. So chances are the people will never get back around to it. But there were a lot of people who applied and said they had paid for credit repair in the past prior, upwards of over $1,000. And then there were a lot of people who said they had never looked at their own credit reports, ever. So again, I'm not judging, because I've just been doing this stuff post-divorce, 2 years? Yeah, it was like 2 years after my divorce, and it's been 2 years since then. So it's not like I've been doing this all my life. Why did I think about Casey and JoJo? All my life. It's not like I've been doing this that long, but I've been doing it like, I don't work a job. So while y'all are sleeping, I'm listening to something. While y'all are working, I'm listening to something. Usually by 12 o'clock, I've already listened to like 4 or 5 hours of credit information. So I'm collapsing. I'm able to, my 2 years is not someone else's 2 years. You know what I'm saying? What Kiana say? Look, see, because you pulled LexisNexis too, Kiana. Your direct, they oh my gosh, if they would pull it, Kiana, and and Kiana, I think you'll do this just because of how you are. Did you only pull 2 did you only do the homework exactly as it is? Because I know you, from what I know of you, if you only pulled 2, I already know you're going to pull more. And y'all, there are tons of credit reporting agencies. Tons. Okay. So, yeah, your direct deposits on your LexisNexis. Okay. Kathy. Dang, I'm so behind on the comments. Who you saying excuse me to, Kathy? Oh, you meant instead of the direct deposits are on EWS. Kathy said, I'm going to AutoNation, Enterprise, and CarMax. And you know what's a fun thing to do too, Kathy? Look up all the court cases on those companies. Mm-hmm. Look up all the court cases on those companies. It's an interesting read. Interesting, especially the court cases on those companies in your district. We talked about that in the mentorship too, how to find based on your geography what district, what circuit you fell under. And then they were specifically looking up TILA, FCRA, and FDCPA claims in their specific district, which gives you a lot of intel. A lot of intel. Kathy just laughing. Kathy. Oh, yes, yes. It's always the lowest. Anytime I release something, if you want it, you want to be in that first class. Because I appreciate everybody. But the first class always gets more because they validate that I'm not crazy. If I come up with the idea, or if somebody says, hey, will you teach such and such? And I finally get around to doing it. I took Danielle Leslie's course, was it like 2016 or so? And it was called Course from Scratch. And she taught that don't create it until they've compensated you for it. Then you know they really want it. Forget what they say. Forget what they say with their mouth, what they saying with that money. And it's been a huge time saver for me. Because if I do say, hey, I'm gonna do something and nobody buys, well, I ain't doing it then. I ain't doing it. Because I know too many people who have spent 6 months and they're like, now for my launch. And then it's crickets. And then they pissed. And then they get online and be like, people be hating. People don't be supporting. And you be like, whoa, sis, I didn't say I wanted it. But let me get my popcorn. She's spazzing. He's straight going crazy. Straight going crazy. Hey, Gregory Grady, what's up, sis? Too much. A lot of good stuff, though. A lot of good stuff. What's going on with you, bro? But yeah, okay, Kathy said, well, usually people may say it's a bad time, but they may not see the value, like you said, until they get denied. Yeah, and you know what? And I'm really, 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 really careful about that because when I went through my divorce and I was paying divorce lawyers and my credit was shot and I had a period of, I had been unemployed prior to the divorce for quite some time. And then I finally got a job and then I lost the job because I got into a bad accident with my knees and my shoulder. And then a week after the divorce, my car broke down and I was walking like that. It was great because I was like, listen, God, listen. Let me holler at you, man. Okay. I know all these trials and tribulations supposed to make me stronger, but I'm good. I'm good, son. The Holy Spirit and the Son. I was really going through. So sometimes people don't know how to redirect their money, but other times it's really a bad time. Like it's really, really a bad time. And so I try not to be like, you got it. You just don't know you got it. I more so tell people, yeah, chances are you probably don't have the money, but can you sell something to get the money? Because that's what I had to do. And I just did a video about that the other day and I got great feedback on it. You're not going to save your way to the majority of things you want, but you can sell your way there. You can sell something in the house. You can sell your knowledge. I sell my knowledge to get a lot of stuff that I get, to pay bills, to do things. So, yeah, a lot of times when people say they don't have it, some are lying and they don't see the value. Some are telling the truth and they really don't have it. And you might have to show them how they can get it. Some people don't have it, and guess what? They may not have the resources, but they have the resourcefulness to come up with a solution or a way to acquire it. There's one person in the mentorship, they didn't have the full cost of the mentorship. And don't try this now. Don't try this now. This person was a special circumstance, but they didn't come to me with pity or anything, but a part of their current situation really resonated with me on a personal level. And they let me know I don't have the whole amount, but I have half. And I can give the other half to you at this time. Would that be acceptable? They brought me an offer, right? They brought me an offer. Just like when you find out these crooks been crooking on your credit report, what you supposed to do? look up the laws, hold them accountable, and then make them an offer. Listen, I won't take you to litigation. I won't take you to arbitration. I won't take you to none of the Asians. If you pay this right here, make them an offer. And I took her up on her offer because it was a well thought out offer. And like I said, there was a certain part of her story that resonated with me on a personal level. So yeah. Because remember, like, I'm just selling knowledge. Me taking her up on her, but I don't do this all the time. So that's why I say don't try this now. That was a special instance. But that's the good thing about selling knowledge. Like, it doesn't hurt or harm you. Like, if I were baking cakes, I couldn't do that because the cake was spoiled, right? There's a time limit. There's an expiration on certain tangible items, or there's an opportunity cost to where the longer you have something sitting, then your accounts receivable, if you got it like on a net 30 or net 60 or net 90, whatever, then now you might come up time to pay. So you don't have time to wait on accounts receivable because you got to pay for the inventory that you bought in advance. With knowledge, none of that matters. So that's why I always tell people, get a skill, learn something you never knew, and do it very well, and then share it with people, and people will pay you to talk. And guess what? Here's the other thing. While you're talking about it, the vehicle that you're using will pay you too. So not only are they paying you, but the vehicle will pay you too. Like, I just got my YouTube check. I'm not a big YouTuber. You guys know I'm a fly by the seat of my pants type of girl. Look at me on here at midnight. No announcement. You guys have asked me, Kim, can you come on at a certain time? Or can you come on at a certain day? And I've been like, I'll see what I can do. Ain't done it yet. I'm just not that structured yet, y'all. I just get on when I feel like it. But I still have enough content and enough interaction, enough engagement, even though my topics are not sexy, but I still have enough to at least meet the minimum for YouTube to cut me a check every month. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. So these are all things that we can do, that we can tap into to acquire the funds, to get the courses, the mentorships, to get the skill sets that we can then turn around and literally resell and just put our own spin on it. Or, teach it the way that people like, A lot of people say they like my analogies because they're kind of out there. They're crazy. Or they like the way that I teach, and that's why they pay me. It's not that they can't get this information on their own or from somebody else, but they like the way that I talk about it. Not what I said, that's what they say, right? Life has been life, and when I tell you, and here's the thing, Kiana, it always is. It always is. And I think that's one of the best things about being a parent, about being an entrepreneur, about being a married person. In all of these situations, as long as you are living, some ish gonna be ishing. Like, something is going to happen to you or somebody that you care about. And we just have to become more resilient. We have to become, I know for me, I had to become a lot stronger in my faith. What's that scripture? Let tomorrow worry about itself. Because let me tell you, when I was worrying about tomorrow, today, y'all don't even understand. Your girl almost took your girl out. You hear me? Almost took your girl out. I'm sorry, I couldn't make it to the end of this video. Ooh, that's hitting the spot. And not like a good rat tail comb. This one right here has a taper end. It doesn't pull your hair. When I looked up the serial number to it, I bought 30. 30, because I was like, I need this specific comb. And when I tell you, ooh, be getting it. You honestly want to come back? You certainly can, Kiana. Kiana is one of the star students. You've been fighting the teacher's pet spot with Kazembe. Oh, you're so welcome, Keisha. Keisha said, well, thank you, my girl. You're so welcome. Kathy, oh, I said Keisha because I know a Keisha Carter. My bad, Kathy. My bad. Hey, you did course from scratch? How was that training? Phenomenal. I love Danielle Leslie, the way she teaches. I love the community. She updated the course, so I have access to the original and the new updated course. I still get notifications from people posting in the course. Some phenomenal women and men in there are doing great things, teaching on everything and anything you can imagine. So actually, I said I was going to revisit that course this year, but when I took that course, I really didn't have the money. I had to put that course on layaway because she had payment plan options and they weren't cheap. I think I was paying $320 something a month. It was up there. It was like a car note. Okay. That's why when people are like, I don't have it, I'm like, baby, do you know how many times I didn't have it? And I only had the first month. So I took her course. I didn't pay a bill to pay. And I'm not telling you to do this. This is just my story. But I didn't pay a bill to pay that first month. And then the other months, because what was it? Was it $2,000 back then? I can't remember. I think it was like $2,000. But every month thereafter, I was like, I cannot miss a month because I need this information. And I saw the testimonials of other people. And so every month since then, after month one, I launched something that people had been asking me for. I just didn't know how to give it to them. I thought I didn't have the time, but Danielle taught me you don't need the time because you're not going to create it until they pay you for it. So month one, I just dove in, listened to the course materials day and night. I launched immediately. That was how I got all my other payments because people paid me for a course that I had not created, and I created that course with the first group because it was a course that I was creating from scratch. So kudos. And Danielle, fun note, my trade-in teacher that I always talk about too, she was Danielle Leslie's star student, Terry Gioma. So course from scratch is the bomb.com. Can't say enough great things about it. That was my first big course purchase. I was so nervous. I was so scared. I was like, I can't lose. I'm broke. Fun times, I tell you. But I was really so broke. And y'all was on here acting like I was rich. Easy for you to say. I'm like, y'all think just because somebody cutting a video, they got money? But yeah, y'all do. I found that out. 2016, I was cutting videos with y'all, marriage falling apart. Cutting videos with y'all laughing, cutting off the camera crying. And y'all in the comments, eating my behind up, boy. Yeah, easy for you to say. I was like, they just don't know. God forgive them, for they know not what they do. Oh, yes. Here we come with all the superlatives. Yes. Here go my night out. Hello, beautiful glasses, purple, yellow, diamond. All right now. Well, hello. Hello to you too. I like it. I like it a lot. Kiana said, I appreciate you being here and giving us this knowledge and being solid and not selling something that isn't valuable to only sell a masterclass. Yes, baby. We had a lot of that in 2022. Masterclass, master sensei class, right? Mr. Miyagi class, Last Dragon masterclass, right? You possess the power above them all, right? Golden Child masterclass. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna call this a although I did do a text message masterclass. You got to have one master class. But I appreciate you for saying this. It means a lot because I never want to betray someone's trust, or it's a hard. I have paid for stuff and not gotten anything. Like just not gotten the product. I've paid for stuff and gotten the product, and the product was sorry. And what do? You immediately think of all the other things that you could have paid with that, right? So you definitely take some wins and some losses when you're buying from people because you don't really know. So I appreciate you saying that, Kiana, as one of the Wave One mentees, that you feel like you're getting your money's worth. That honestly means the world to me. I said this wasn't going to be long. Here we are, 49 minutes later. But see, y'all be having me talking. Can y'all imagine if we did a panel though? We would be on here 2-3 hours. See, that's what happened with the text message community thing. When I did a Zoom and we all were talking, because like attracts like. So y'all some ramblers too. I remember we did that slumber party all night Zoom. For those that wanna, where is Cheyenne and Liddell and I know Deidria Williams. We need to do that again. I need to find those people. because that was fun. That was fun. All right, let me see here. Annie Taylor said, I put a freeze on my Lexus Nexus. Say look at Annie Taylor spitting out the secondary CRAs here, right? Consumer reporting agencies. That's what I'm talking about. Sage Stream, CoreLogic, and one more in 2016. I have to find my security freeze number to unfreeze. Yes, I will request my report tomorrow. You know what has saved me so time that I recently implemented within the last, I think it was July of last year, LastPass. Baby, LastPass will save your LastPass. And I have the free account. And when I tell you everything is in my LastPass, it has saved me so much time and energy, which translate into saving me money. Do you know how many times? Actually, on Friday, we had team training for one of my other businesses, and one of my business partners was on there, and we took a look at her link tree, and it needed to be totally redone. And I was asking her for the, I'll do it for you. I'll do it live on this Zoom so everybody can see, and I'll walk y'all through it. And she said, my son did it. I don't have the password. And I said, no. Do y'all know how many times I have gone to help somebody with something in their back office, something in their account, something somewhere. And I'm literally sitting there for 15 minutes. And he's like, hold on, Kim, hold on. And I'm like, I am right now. But I might not be in 5 minutes. You better come on now. So you do not want to and you can put everything in LastPass. You can upload documents. You know how you go someplace and they be like, yeah, can I have a copy of your voter registration card? You can use that. You like, who walks around with the freaking voter registration card? I do. It's in LastPass. A digital card. Oh, voter, no problem. Passport, no problem. Social, 8th grade report card, no problem. LastPass, baby. Save yo. I'm telling you, I got all of my pins for freezing my credit reports, like stuff that I haven't even used in over a year. But guess what? No, not chicken butt. When I need it, it's there. It's there. LastPass can even generate, they can tell you your password strength. If you can using the same password too many times, if they, when they scrub all of your accounts, you're using the same password, they're going to tell you need to swap this out. They can suggest a password for you. And then all you have to do is remember the one master password to get into LastPass, because everything else is housed there. Such a convenience. Such a convenience. I'm telling you. Piggly Wiggly card number. Hold on. I don't know about a pig. That's a Southern thing. Kiana said, I pulled all 3 CRAs, and in 2 secondary, I found the full list of all CRAs, which include the secondary reports from one of the links. You said, yes, because it was on one of the document links, and you like what they specialize in. Isn't it fascinating? Isn't it? I'm such a nerd. I could literally talk about and read about this stuff all day long, because I'm like, this is how they're controlling our life. And my friend, I remember her son couldn't get an apartment, and I shared with her about the secondaries. This is when I was like, stop saying like. This is when I was doing a pilot of the Credit Crushers, because there was a free Credit Crushers group available only to my family members, friends, and business partners. There was a free Credit Crushers. And I tested out this stuff on them, because I couldn't test it out on y'all. Y'all paid. Y'all ain't gonna come at me with pitchforks and fire. But pitchforks and fire, like Sweet Brown. But right, in that free pilot group, my friend, I shared with her the list of the secondaries. She found the one that housed tenancy information. They froze that, and her son was able to get an apartment. And she was so grateful and thankful. I was like, you're welcome. And in my head, I was like, it works. Because see, everything is not on my credit report. I started learning about consumer protection stuff and all this stuff after I paid off some stuff, cleaned up some stuff. So by the time I found this information, my report was pretty much clean. So I couldn't test it on me. And my family don't be paying me no attention, y'all. They think I'm crazy, which I am, but they don't be paying me no attention. So I'll be like, hey, Mom. She'd be like, what, Kimmy? You want to see my credit report? Okay, Kimmy. Be like, yeah. Okay, well, I gotta go do this for Mom. And I never hear from her again. She'll bring food, but she won't give me that credit report. She won't sit down and let me help her. And I'm like, lady, do you know who I am? I'm Camille Prosperity. Okay, Kimmy. People be trying to get to me. And you, but she don't care. Kathy said, I'm sitting here like I don't have to get up at 6 a.m., but I'm enjoying your wealth of knowledge you putting down. Oh, I'm honored. But don't let me mess you up. Because I'll tell you right now, once I drop that boy off to school, I'll come back home and get in the bed under my 50 million 11 covers, okay? Don't fool up with me now. I'll make it look a fool now. I'm coming out. Do you think YouTube or a podcast would be both? Do both. Do your podcast on YouTube. Kill two birds with one stone. Lovely T does that. I should do that, but y'all, I'm barely keeping up with YouTube, as you can see. But yeah, do both. That's what most people are doing. Get you your mic. If you want an affiliate link, let your girl know. I'll let you know. And then you just there are certain programs that you can record. I think StreamYard is even like that. The program I'm using, I got an affiliate link, but they can record one time for you, and then when you go to download the files, they'll strip the video and have the audio only, the video, the text, the super duper convenient. You just have to do a little bit of research in that. You know, David Shands over Social Proof Podcast, he has a whole what he's done in a few 2 years with his podcast has been absolutely amazing and phenomenal. And he has a podcast course. Yeah, long story, David Shands. You laughing at me again, Kathy? Kathy wearing her laughing emojis out tonight. I'm trying to catch up with these comments. Wow, that's good to know. Wait a minute. Yep, Kathy said I pay $1,500 a month for my coach. And somebody might look at this and be like, oh, but here's the deal. Kathy is not an idiot. So if she's paying $1,500 for her coach a month, that means the coach is giving her a greater return on investment. Otherwise, she canceled. Isn't that right, Kathy? And I had to learn that too when I hired the tax firm that specializes in my industry. See, I can't use the same tax firm I was using when I worked at Best Buy, when I worked at Brinks, when I worked at T-Mobile. God has done a new thing. A new thing for you, girl. So I needed somebody who I can't go to your cousin at the H&R Block. So when I hired that tax firm, I said to myself, wow, how am I going to pay for this? And you know what's so funny? In my mind, it was like this big deal. It was this big deal. But really, it's not what I thought it was. They don't charge a crazy fee. And for the personalized service that I get, you can't beat it. I can talk to them year round. They have workshops, they have webinars, they have a lot of personal and private things to help me better help them get me the greatest amount of money back, but still being within, the legal confines. Because I don't need no clank. I'm a single parent here. My little boy needs me, right? But yes, one of the things that I loved about my tax firm is they would do a lot of employee interviews and testimonials. Speaking of that, Kiana, I'm gonna need a testimony from you, girl. Okay, because you're doing the work. I'm gonna need a testimonial for you. But they did a lot of testimonials from their clients, so there was a lot of social proof there. And then I remember this one time when the woman over the tax firm said, your tax preparer should not cost you money, because whatever you are paying them, they should be basically making you money. They should be saving you money, saving you time, more of a convenience to you, preparing you so that when tax time rolls around, you're not inundated, you're not stressed, you're not frustrated. And I said, that makes so much sense. And really, everybody who's a part of your team should be that way. When you have a virtual assistant, if you have a video editor, they shouldn't cost you money, right? You should charge them and trust them, say, hey, this is what this is our mission. This is what we want to accomplish. If you want to be and stay a part of this team, to that end, because I'm gonna tell you right now, a smart person, anybody on your team who's smart, they're going to know, I need to make this person more than they're paying me. Because your employer knows that. I don't care if you're making 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 200K a year. Your employer is getting a greater return on the investment in what they're paying you in your salary. Otherwise, you'll be fired. Okay? Because businesses are not in the business of losing money. They are hiring you for your skill sets at a discount, not a premium. Right? And the minute they are paying you more than you're worth, the minute they're paying you more than you're making them, you're fired. You're fired. So that's why you never, now if you have a job and you love your job, that is great. That is wonderful. I've had jobs that I loved. Not that many, but I've had it. I've had them in the past. But if you have a job and you love that job, that's great. But don't ever have a job and complain and say, they're not paying me what I'm worth. They're not supposed to, because then their balance sheet is out of whack. See, their balance sheet is straight when yours is screwed, usually. That's how that works. Okay? They're in the business of making money. Now you should be in that business too, but their problems are not your problems. Okay, your problems are not their problems, and vice versa. Emily said, "Hey, Miss Kim, can you talk on TransUnion Equifax? Are they for or against our well-being? If that makes sense, ain't nobody for your well-being. You got to be team. You got to be the CEO of Me Inc. Ain't no all of these CRAs. Let me tell you something. The reason why we have TILA, FCRA, FDCPA is because these people are out here wilding. Okay? You think these people in 2023 are lit? Man, these CRAs were when credit came out and there was no regulation and people didn't know what. Man, these Equifax, was it Equifax or Experian? I always miss. I think it's Equifax. They've been around since 1899. They were a retail services. Look up the history, y'all. Look up the history. But they were wilding, having a good old funky time on our dime. And that's when Congress said, oh, no. Y'all just doing whatever, selling the people under the we gotta put some regulation in place to mash the brakes, right? So ain't nobody for your well-being. You always, and my mom told me this, and I've said it before, you have to know enough to make people think that you know more. And we really have got to become radical, especially the older we get, because the generations that come behind us, if we can impart this knowledge on them, to them, so that they can start where we leave off instead of starting where we started, then gosh, that's how you truly break generational curses. It's not just about the money. It's about the knowledge. It's about getting them started early, understanding this stuff. That's why I was so happy that my mentee was talking to their adult son about what they were learning in the mentorship. See? So none of them are for your well-being. You have to be for your well-being. Good question, though. I'm so behind. I don't know what would be awesome, but okay. What's going on, Kazembe? Peace, Camille. Peace, everyone. I prefer to stay in the background, but I'm gonna put this comment up publicly. I'm just saying. However, I have popped up in to say Camille's mentorship program is the real deal. I have learned a lot. Take it if you can. I appreciate that coming from you, because yeah, you don't talk. You don't talk on the YouTuber. Hey, Kathy, you're very interactive. I love having Kathy on. She's like, oh, okay. She's acting like she's in a real conversation. Thanks, my love. Dang it, Kathy. Whose name again? What's I talking about? And this comment is probably super duper old. Okay, let me catch up. Kathy, if you're still in here, tell me a story about what's his name again? What guy did I talk about? Okay. Kathy said, Kathy got money, y'all. Let me go to Kathy YouTube to see how you doing. Kathy said I paid 12K up front, but she's a giant. But I 100% believe you. And again, if she told you she was going to charge 20K, you would probably come up with the difference, right? Like I want y'all to get this. I really, really do. And I understand why a lot of people don't, because I used I used to think that same exact way. I don't have it. Everybody don't got it like that. Da-da-da. But oh man. And the more you pay, the more you pay attention. So a coach who's demanding 12K up front and 1,500 per month, she's really getting results, and she's getting quality clients. And the clients who have that money to pay, they already done been through some things. Kathy done been through some things, y'all. That's why she don't have her picture up, because she don't want y'all to know who she is, because she don't want y'all bothering her. See, I know the games and tricks, people. But Kathy done been through some things for Kathy to have that kind of money and to have the mentality to know that that coach is worth it, and that that coach is going to be a great ROI for her business. Otherwise, she wouldn't pay it. Y'all, the psychology of money, man, y'all, ooh. If you understand money, it will set you free, because you will stop saying and thinking the majority of the things that you say and think that keep you bound. So all he had to do was freeze that report that reports the rental history, and he was able to apply for it and get approved for the park. That's what she told me. That's what she said. She came back and said, "Thank you, Kim." And I was like, "Oh, you welcome, girl." Because I didn't give her anything else besides that. Bloop. I absolutely love my job. Kathy, what you do? Kathy, you know what? Not too many people can reach out to me. I'm nosy though. You say I'm Kathy Carter. But I've come to realize I'm no longer a match for the energy. Come on, Kathy. Come on, Kathy. You better have your Nipsey Hussle moment. Absolutely, I will give you that testimonial. You're the truth. Oh, and Kiana, you know, ever since we had our like conversation on the phone, you know how I think about you. You my girl. You my girl. So if you need something from me, you let me know. No, that's not what I'm saying. It just seems like they are not. So for Black people getting approved, it's not even that. It's okay, I've been on here for an hour and 7 minutes, and I still have to do the presentation for tomorrow night and take my son to school in a few hours. It's don't get me started. I'm sorry. Don't get me started. And you didn't do or say or ask anything wrong. It's not you. It's not you. When will I do the mentorship again? It's supposed to start March 2nd, but when I look at March being a longer month, I want it to end at the end of March. So I want to ask everybody if we can start it March 1st. I swear I have no concept of time. I never know the date. I never know the time. I never know nothing. What's today? Well, let me go to my handy dandy calendar. Okay, so today is technically Wednesday, March 1st. Today is March 1st. Yeah. So it's supposed to start tomorrow, but I've been in communication. We'll start wave 2 March 8th. I know they'll be cool with that. We'll start wave 2 March 8th, because some people are still doing their prelim work. So that'll be, because I like Wednesday at 8. Everybody liked Wednesday at 8. I had people at different time zones in the first wave. Like, I'm not going to geographically locate Annie, but she was a different time zone than us, and 8 seemed to be a good enough time. So I like the Wednesday hump day 8. Yeah. The podcast guy, David Shans. So let me share this. Let me go ahead and help Kathy out. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, Kathy, you better go to bed. Don't fool up with me. So funny story. This is how wild life is. David Shans probably won't remember me, but I used to live in Atlanta and go to his. See, this is how people go. You never know, y'all. You never know who you will meet that will blow up or anything that will happen with them. So David Shands in Atlanta, I used to always go to his what you call them things? Like weekday seminars. This is when he was doing his sleep is for suckers brand. I'm telling y'all, all of these episodes are so dang on good. This is so crazy though, but David Shands, long story short, too late for that, Kim. He actually did a Black Wall Street tour in the high school system, and somebody told him about me, and he asked me to speak on that tour. Even though he didn't know me, he took a chance on me, and it was a great experience. It really helped me with my speaking skills and just us going around. I got to meet some really great people as a part of that tour. So one day I'm going to be in his face again, and I'm going to say thank you to him. And Donnie Wiggins, fun fact, also, I have a personal connection to her as well. Donnie Wiggins was technically my sponsor in my first MLM that really made me take MLM seriously, Organo Gold. So Donnie Wiggins was my sponsor, and I owe her a lot because she did a lot for me. And when David and Monitia asked, who's the one person from your team that you want to bring to this private training, and oof, she chose me, even though I was brand new in the business. I was so honored. So both of them, I haven't, I didn't know David like that, but I haven't spoken to Donnie in years. But both of them are phenomenal on this podcast. Both of them I will meet again, and I have thanks to give to both of them personally for how they've helped me on my journey. That's how small the world is, y'all. That's how small the world is. But yeah, these are amazing, amazing. I don't even care if you don't want to do what the person is talking does. There are so many nuggets that you can get just because the journey of entrepreneurship, it has some universal skills that everybody, it has some universal skills and lessons that everybody could use. Okay, so on the uh episodes where I'm not really that interested in the industry, I still found value in the advice. All right, so I hope that helped you, Kathy. um So Kiana is responding. I love it when y'all do that. Help out the other family members. Kiana is responding to Emily, and she said TransUnion and Equifax reporting information being furnished by the companies, right, that you're doing business with. You have to be proactive with reading and learning your rights and enforcing them, right? So again, the thing that I really wanted to emphasize with the mentees is stop trying to just attack the fruit and start attacking the roots. Who are the feeders? Who are the furnishers of this information? When you find that out and you know everybody's role and you know what laws apply to them, because there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. A lot of people are mislabeling some of these companies. And so you're trying to hold them accountable to a law that is not applicable because they are not who you think they are. And it sounds like I'm talking in circles right now because you really don't know what I'm saying, but I can't tell you because I can't. We would be here all night. Kathy. Kathy, you got me cracking up. She said, I'm sleepy. I didn't say who I was talking about. I work at a junior high school as a substitute. Wait, what? No, you don't. I used to work in education. You don't work in no junior high school as no substitute teacher paying $12K up front. And Kathy, stop lying. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Emily says, since I met you on here, things have been taken off in a good way. Shut up. I do, you know what I mean when I say that. Shut up, but keep on talking. I do appreciate your wisdom as a 58-year-old man who was never taught these methods. Are you serious? Let me tell you why that means so much to me. And I appreciate you for saying that, more than you know and more than I can show. That means so much to me because right now we are being distracted, y'all, with gender wars. Okay? We are being distracted, and everybody wants people to think that, especially black men and black women. And I know somebody's going to say, we are not black. Oh, listen, y'all. Listen. Jesus, Lord. Listen. I'm going to need y'all to relax, okay? I know I'm not black. I'm caramel. And I know you're probably not black. You're taupe or vanilla bean or toffee, right? But you know what I'm saying. Okay. But right now, people want us to be at odds so bad. They want the women to hate the men and the men to hate the women and the men to have this alpha this. There's nothing wrong with alpha. A good alpha is a good alpha. But a good alpha male is a good thing if they have other things in check. But the toxic alpha male, they want women to feel like he ain't gonna listen to you, he ain't gonna, and the alpha female, same thing. She's not gonna be subservient. She's not gonna do. And so here's my point: for you to say that you're a 58-year-old man learning from me, I appreciate, because it shows just qualities. It shows a quality in you for you to not only learn, but then to come on here and say that publicly. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at my YouTube metrics, my audience is pretty much, it's almost 50-50 male and female at all times. It's almost, sometimes it's like 48, 52, whatever, but it's pretty much 50-50 at all times, which I like. I actually like that, because I think it's very important, if we are going to come together and advance as a community, that we do not have one-sided conversations. So while I like my girls, at least the cool women, I like cool women, right? Not crazy ones. I don't do silly, right? I don't do silly. But while I like women, I've never been the girl power, let's all unite and sync up. Y'all know what I mean? And F them men. I've never been that girl. I've always been the tomboy who had male friends and also had female friends. If you cool, I'm cool with you. If you're not, then I'm definitely not cool with you. I don't care what your gender is. So I've always been that way. And I appreciate, because all men are not dogs and all women are not gold diggers. I have some great women and men in my life who fit none of the stereotypes that are being promoted nowadays. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Of course y'all are, because y'all are my people. Woo, woo, woo. But thank you so much for that, Emily. Who are you two? Who are you? Y'all. I feel so imbalanced. Y'all know so much about me, and Kathy got a letter K up here. Emily got a, what is this? A statue? Man, come on. Y'all go to hellocamille.com and find me on social media. If you're on there, and get in my inbox and say I am who I say I am, and help me connect the dots. Let's even the scales here. Let me see your face. Show yourself. You're not being annoying. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. You're not being annoying. And you know what's so funny? In my head, I feel like I'm being annoying, because I said in my mind this was going to be a 15-minute broadcast, and we've been on here for an hour and 17 minutes, and I still have to do the presentation for the mentees tomorrow night. Silly me. Kathy said, "Oh shoot, I'm subscribed to his channel, but he doesn't pop up for me because YouTube been YouTubing." So they have actually been unsubscribing people. Somebody said that to me the other day. They said, I know I was subscribed to your channel and somehow I got unsubscribed. So yes, you will have to, don't just subscribe to his channel, but engage, comment, share, whatever. The more you do it, the more he will definitely pop up. Kiana said, I love his podcast. I have to go back to listening to him. I want to go. That's the only thing I miss about living in Atlanta. It's not too many things. It's not too many things. Okay, because Atlanta is Gotham City in real life. But I do miss the activities. And, if you're in Atlanta, you can go to a live taping of the Social Proof podcast, just like I went to a live taping of Rants and Gems. And that was amazing with Kiana Watson and MG, the mortgage guy, who I talk about all the time as it relates, because so many of the people that I talk to, they want to get their credit straight for getting a home. And, when FICO 10T comes out, y'all, that's a totally different ballgame. That was one of the credit questions, by the way. What does the T stand for? Timeline, trending, or whatever. Anyway, it was trending. A lot of y'all got that right. So gold star for you. Right. So I appreciate y'all engaging with these credit questions. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Go to the podcast if you can. I'm going to have to make a trip to Atlanta to do that because ain't nobody coming to Pooler, Georgia. Ain't no podcast gonna be in Pooler. All we do down here is eat, go to church, maybe a football game or two, and go to the local Publix. That's it. We don't play that. Mm-mm. Might do a little bowling, might do a little moving, but outside of that, and then sit on the porch and sip sweet tea, baby. Oh my gosh, Kathy is retired from the Air Force. Thank you so much for your service. My little bro was in the Air Force, so special places in my heart. Kim, I'm probably old enough to be your grandmother. Really? Yeah, you're pouring into me. Really? And I appreciate you, young lady. I appreciate you for saying that. Oh, y'all are the sweetest. You know that song? I'm cool like that. Yes, I do. Of course. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I be in here acting a fool with my son. He'd be like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Stop asking me like that." Yes, I'm fine. I'm great. Are you sure? I'm like, you know what, little kid? Because my son has my comedic timing. He yeah, he gets me. As much as I crack on y'all, trust me, he's cracking on me. um, you on YouTube with your ceiling fan going around and around. I don't know what that means. Is that a play on Adam Sandler's "You Spin Me Right Round, Baby, Right Round Like a Record"? That's my favorite movie, Wedding Singer. Okay, I changed my picture. Old man like me learning to do better. It's still showing. Maybe it'll show after the broadcast because it's still showing the statue. And no, you are doing great. You are doing great to even be on here at all, making comments, interacting, learning. You are doing great, and I really love to see it because again, the world will have you thinking that everybody just wants to be entertained. Nobody wants to be educated. And you guys show up, even though I don't give y'all a schedule, and you constantly prove that that's not true, that is not true. So I appreciate y'all. And as long as y'all rock with me, I'm going to roll with you. You invited me to come on and talk about trade. Oh, I know who you are. Yes. Because that was your first time. It was you and the other young lady. Yes. And I remember your nail. I think it was something. Either I was because I was checking out what I could check out. It was either your ring or your nails. Yes, you were my guest, my unplanned guest speaker. That was so much fun. Yes, we'll have to do that again. Yes, yes. All right, so y'all, here we are, hour and a half. Kathy got to go to work at 6. Kiana got to do her homework. Annie got to call me. She probably still ain't going to call me. I got to do my presentation. So let's end right here. Thank y'all for jumping on unannounced. Thank you all for answering the question. But I just wanted to go through and explain to you guys that Credit Karma is not a CRA. It is not a consumer reporting agency, a credit reporting agency. But Early Warning Services is, Innovis is, LexisNexis, SageStream, CoreLogic, and there are so many others. And you want to pull those reports. I don't care if you have to write a letter. I don't care if you have to send an email. I don't care if you have to send a pigeon dove. Get the dang on report. Okay? And then you attack the fruit. How? By way of the root. All right? Does that make sense? Are we clear? Class? I think we are. Oh, Emily said, I love your audience. I do too. Like attracts like. And so when I stop trying to be like other people and just, I'm pretty straightforward. I got a sassy tongue, right? I'm a little sassy one. And y'all appreciate that because y'all are fun and sarcastic. Like I said, when Kiana and I spoke on the phone, I thought it was going to be a quick phone call. I think we were on there for over an hour. Kiana might be going now because usually if I ever talk to y'all, it's like I'm talking to another version of me. Like y'all sassy too. But y'all about your business. So yeah, I have a great group on here. I appreciate everybody. Every now and then, a hooga booga sneak in, but that's what the block party is for. Block Call me Blackiana, like Lovely T says. You said thank you. I have frozen my stuff. Good job. Cool. Oh, Kathy, look at Kathy with the super sticker. Kathy rich, y'all. Kathy, she got super stickers, 15K coaches, no, 20K coach, 12K. Kathy rich, y'all. Thank you so much. Woo, 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 woo. Showing your support. You don't have to do it, but the fact that you do means a lot to me. It really does. And Emily said it works well. Trust me. Kathy, you've been laughing. Let's go so Kathy can go to work. Let's go so Kathy can go to work, y'all. Kathy, Trade and Travel starting March 6th too. Okay. And we got to be on those calls. Did we connect in the Trade and Travel group? If not, holla at me, girl. Trading cousin. Kathy said you earned it. Here we go with my peace, beloved people. Yeah, y'all. What's going on, Daryl Muhammad L? Peace. You came on in the end, son. Not son. Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry. I'm tired now. Brother, you came in. I was trying to say sorry, and I said son, but you came in on the end, brother. Sorry, but you can catch the thing if you want to. Okay. Kathy, you gonna hit me up on Facebook? Yes, please do. Okay, because we got to get on those. Did you do trivia this week? You're a son. You're a son. SUN. I like that. All right, let me go before y'all get me started talking again. Keep answering the questions, and I'll keep doing the questions. I really do appreciate y'all. Shout out again to the sponsor of the stream, Kathy Carter, for the $10 super sticker. I really appreciate you. Go to sleep, Kathy. Like I said, don't fool up with me, because I'll drop this boy off and then come home and jump back in the bed and then get up and rush and do the presentation. The class knows. Class starts at 7:59. I'll be like, oh, done. And I know better. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you all for everything, and especially for helping each other. All right, bye. Good night.